Wassail. So, this is a message from, hopefully, the crystalline grid, the Earth itself. What is the Earth trying to say to us at this wonderful moment where its energy has been transformed and it's echoing out to us? So let's have the bells. It's a very, it's a warm day today, but there's cloud and there's a big wind coming back in. So there's a kind of very excited energy. So actually, that was like the bells weren't here. It was like the bells were blending entirely with the sea. So I've combined the Les Chemins de Level, the Awakening Paths, with the Shamanic deck, so that we can do a kind of a reading in the style of San Tarot, because we all love San. And I had a little practice with them last night and they're so happy. I did put the Moonology deck in with them. As I shuffled them to test them, every card that came out was a Moonology, and they were just saying, just take the Moonology cards out of the equation. You just need these two and you'll get some beautiful messages. So, what are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? What are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? What are the messages, please? Come on. So, let's lay these out. What are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? What are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? What are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? I may just as well have put just the Awakening Pathway ones in, because that's all we're getting. What are the messages, please, from the Earth grid? Here we go. Now we're getting some shamanics. There's one down here. Oh, it's because there was two hidden. So, let me just have a minute with them all. So it begins with Le Soulier and the mystical Shaman, which is the slipper. So the slipper is that electricity, that energy, that frequency that we've been working on to go down inside our feet, so that every step we take is about loving the earth, putting our foot down and enjoying it. So I'm getting that message about that feeling that happens when you're out, often in the dark on a rainy day because of the weather, and you accidentally tread on a snail and you feel the extinguishing of its life because its house and home has been broken, running up your leg, and it makes your body shudder because you feel like you've destroyed a small piece of magical energy. This card is talking about the reverse of that energy. This idea that you push constantly your consciousness energy down into the earth grid and walk with purpose and love and kindness and feeling like you're part of the earth. Because your molecules are made from the earth. Your feet are meant to make contact with the earth. So these magical slippers, there's a sense, because of the way in which they're sort of beadwork, is the idea of, like Cinderella's glass slippers, this notion, it's not about wearing a slipper, it's about wearing an intention and feeling that your feet are welcome on the earth. But it's talking about the healing of the very, very, very ancient past through this energy of walking. Everywhere you step, you're healing space. And the mystical shaman is facing away, backwards. And the mystical shaman has this cloud of the past, just here, that he's sucking in. You know how shaman do their ceremonies and then they suck in bad energies and then release them. This is what you're doing, or what you will be doing every day as you walk around the earth, is sensing the bad energies, pulling them in and then pushing them back out, because you've got love in your heart. If you're stepping, if every step you make is from the heart, is knowing that the space belongs to you. It's a little bit like when we have areas that we say are no-go areas, or you come to a place and people say, oh, don't walk down there, it's dangerous. Then you've created the notion that it's dangerous. If you believe you're entitled to walk anywhere on the earth because you're part of the earth, then that's the energy that you will give out and receive back. So walking from the heart, everywhere you go with a divine intention, will keep you protected without calling on protection. And then we have the taming of the wind, the 5D, 55, spinning round from the mystical shaman, turning, looking towards the future, taming everything energetically around them, to have l'éternité, to be in that wonderful, just a divine cosmic state of being. Turning round and realizing that this is your spiritual inheritance. No one can take your spiritual inheritance away from you, because it's your energy inside you. You own your own frequency. It's just that other people try constantly to distort your frequencies. So as you're cleaning up your frequencies, as you're taming your spiritual wind, you're cleaning up your heart. Now, this is the taming of the wind has this real sense of the Yggdrasil energy running all the way through the card. she's almost wearing her darknesses, those little unfortunate frequencies that have been sucked in that she's transmuting. She's almost wearing them with a sense of pride, as if to say, I've been through this, I've done this, I can get through anything actually. And also the Kabbalah tree of life is drawn inside this chest. I'm constantly getting at the moment this peacock energy, which is about being proud of who you are, standing in your molecules, resonating your frequency with 1,000 eyes staring out at the world and just kind of saying, what? This is me, this is my truth. And it doesn't matter what you do, I will stand in this truth and I will communicate my truth. So there is a real sense that the earth is trying to bring you to the roots of the Yggdrasil tree that's inside the chest cavity, in the heart, resonating out. And then we have two more. "296 might be worth a look. Also 2111 is quite important. That one was calling to me from the very beginning. And 2929 is another card that I feel you need to look up. And 5550. Sorry. That's a lot of numbers. But luckily for everyone, Rhonda will be on that for us. So it's 296 Rhonda, 2111, and 5550 and 2929. See what you can rustle up for us. Thank you. So we have the root. So La Racine. The root, I need to pull up 2929 so that you can understand. The root, going to the root, is the journey that the earth grid wishes you to go on. You need to go inside the crystalline grid. To do that, you have to connect with the earth. You have to go to a tree, any tree. You can find any tree. Every tree is one tree. Every plant is one plant because they all have Yggdrasil energy within them. They all have source energy running through them. So just go to any tree and love the tree. Just say to the tree, my goodness, you are so incredible. You're so beautiful. And connect with its roots, because at the root of this tree is Odin's eye. You've never seen that before. And there's a hand, the hand of the earth grid, the crystalline grid, catching you. As you drop down through, you come down and the earth grid will catch you. It will catch your consciousness and give you wisdom. Will open your third eye to new things coming in. So, there's a tiny couple of, I want to say butterflies, but do you know what? They're not butterflies, they are flies, insects. And that's really interesting because the last few days I've been bothered by flies. Not bothered, I really don't mind a fly. I don't mind if they crawl over things, it's not that, but I just don't want them on my eyes. Because they do love a cow eye, don't they? You see horses and cows with them all over them. But there's something very important about flies at the moment. Flies often deal with decomposition in many ways because of the way they leave their larvae. So they're very important at ingesting, digesting, removing the old. They're kind of, maybe flies are mystical shamans of the natural world, just going in and laying their maggot eggs to eat up all the things that need to be eaten that are of no purpose to anyone else. Now, going into the root, we have Pegasus, number 6. And Pegasus is representing the freedom of thought there's a slight joining of this with a wonderful sense of Kundalini, very much Mesoamerican, early Aztec, kind of Toltec images, which is the message that I always get when I feel that energy, is that in the Toltec notion of life, there was no sense of good versus evil. Good and evil were alternative sides to the same coin. So you integrate the darkness to help fuel the light. So the Pegasus, is your consciousness coming in to reach down inside to the root. And that's when you'll get Odin's eye down here, this wisdom. Now, not fully sure, but I do believe that Odin hung around for 9 days in the Yggdrasil tree at the roots, asking for wisdom from Mimir. But Layla, hopefully, will just give us a quick type and she'll explain that. I am studying so much every day about Norse mythology, but it's so vast and it has so many different sources that counteract each other and dispute the things and the facts, that it's kind of sifting the wood for the trees. But you're reaching down into the earth grid. It's almost, it's like as your Pegasus energy, your consciousness flies into the very root to reach down to the source of the earth's energy, the Mimir, the well at the bottom of the Yggdrasil tree. It's like a refueling station. It's going to give you the energy that you feel has been depleted from you, because you're stepping out with your magic slippers. Every footstep is placed in love. And then we have Crow and the Sorcerer. So Crow is spirit. Now these are both looking in the past, just like the mystical shaman. And actually Crow comes underneath the slipper and the sorcerer comes underneath the mystical shaman. Now quite often the sorcerer is seen as a kind of dark energy, but he's not giving me that energy today. He's merely looking back at the past. Again, it's this, look, this rainbow is that pulling, integrating the past, integrating that Toltec notion that what is dark and what is distant and what is uncomfortable makes you stronger and helps you to grow. So this sorcerer is transmuting the energies through him. And we've got the sun and the moon on these two cards. I keep saying that there's a massive energy shift that comes to a big kind of climax on the 14th of December. And then it's like a new journey begins. A new journey that's much more comfortable for us. There's a lot of unraveling taking place at the moment, huge amounts of unraveling. All kinds of things are falling apart in the current 3D world because they have to. Their time is over and it's a natural occurrence. So the next part, Crow is looking, I didn't say Crow, is looking at the ugly truths. That's the point. Crow is sifting through. At the bottom of the Yggdrasil tree, there is lots of distortions that don't belong. They're the raw masculine that's been lifted out. So we need to kind of go in like a series of cleaners to clean up the mess now. Because look, you're all light workers. Everybody in the world is truly a light worker. And that's why the world around us tries all the time to stop us from seeing the light within us properly by filling us with fears, because we're all interdimensional beings. We've all got magical gifts and abilities that were kind of turned down very low, because during the age of raw masculinity, it's very difficult to bring the magic down into the world. The magic works best when the earth grid is divinely masculine, which it is now. So we're going in to do a little bit of a hoovering up of things. Now, the next two cards, 29 and 11, obviously are the same number. 2 and 9 is 11, and this is 11. So this is like 11, 11. This is the call of the wake up. It actually says le désir, the desire, and the journey. But actually, what I'm getting from these two cards is this luminous warrior transformation. Le désir is when you've taken your Pegasus energy down into the earth grid and you've become one. Your masculine molecules and your feminine consciousness are one. And your luminous warrior, your adult, fun-loving, joyful, kind inner child is readying. Do you see the glow of healing aquamarine light? He's getting ready because Spirit's connected to the top of his head to open, to integrate fully into the body. And that's coming. Look, it can come early. You might get it tomorrow. If you do your work, everything is timeless, but there's a collective frequency at which the cosmos does things. It's like with the moon. They always say the full moon is at a particular hour and minute. But actually, the full moon's energies build 2 to 3 days before, and they continue in that same strength 2 to 3 days after, because they're a frequency beaming down. And you can step into that frequency at any point and integrate it. This is the same with the eclipse. The eclipse energy is so massive that it's being set up on such a macro grand scale that you can step into it at any point. But the moment at which it happens, it's a greater, strong magnetic pull for more people who haven't been searching for that frequency, but they feel that frequency then. So you're searching for your frequency changes, other people aren't. So keep searching, and then you can open your heart to your journey as your new combined heart comes online with your inner adult child. That's what our 9 moments of joy is to help us to establish. And then we have the lightning and the spiral, which is 30-50. Now look, this is, I always say this, you can see a figure, head, arms, body. This is that aquamarine energy around the heart and solar plexus, the strength of us, and inside there's a sword of truth, just waiting to be lifted out so that we can resonate fully in that frequency. And this is coming, I mean, I have to just show you this. It's like, look at the energy in those cards. Absolutely so powerful and so beautiful. And they're coming together to tame your wind and bring you this sense of eternity, this stillness, this magic, this wonderful moment with the natural world and the earth grid. The earth is calling you, and the earth is calling you to tumble through every single fractal, from the macro to the micro. This is how you upgrade your molecules, your DNA, your body, your life, your dreams, your desires. Everything you've ever wished for is in the earth grid. It's just waiting for you to tap in and connect with the earth grid and feel the immense power. Look, you know, governments are tiny compared to the magic of the earth. So go into the earth and let the earth inform your consciousness, and let the earth join your consciousness in your heart, because you love the earth and the earth loves you. And the most wonderful, magical, amazing frequencies will come through you. It'll be absolutely blissful. Anyway, that's just a short reading. I have to get on with the Chinese animal signs, because with the upload speed here, I'm going to have problem uploading 12 readings along with personal readings. So I need to kind of get ahead of myself now. So anyway, that's a little reading for today, and have a beautiful day, everybody, and wassail.